Wow, look, it's part 2, guys. Listen, just sit back and relax. I hope you guys enjoy it, so let's do this. See this guy? I don't mind finding him. He's cool, flashy, big, and is the flagship of the game that pops up when you look up the definition of peak. Magnimalo is a flying wyvern. Wait, hold on. Okay, let's address this first. Devil Joe, brute wyvern. Brachydios, brute wyvern. How the f is Magnimalo not in the same category? What about him screams flying? What douchebag at Capcom HQ designed this monster and decided, hell yeah, this guy soars? But I digress. The reason I'm bringing him up is because he's that guy. He's like Basil Geese if he lived permanently on the ground. Everything he does will cause your computer to beg you to turn on the graphics, or else your character isn't the only thing blowing up for that session. But in all seriousness, he is a fun monster. And not just that, he's really strong. I mean, using your own blast to propel yourself, spreading blast clouds with every appendage of your body. He's a versatile monster that accentuates all of that in a hunt. When it comes to fighting him, you really gotta stay on your toes, especially during the anomaly hunts. One thing I enjoy about blast status monsters is the fact that you're incentivized to roll to get rid of the blast blight, otherwise you'll take extra damage when it detonates as they hit you. Even his armor looks cool, which I went over in this really old video I made about a year ago. Shameless plugin. But that's besides the point. And here's the part where I have to talk about Scorn the Magnimalo. I don't really like fighting this guy. I play a lot of weapons, and for each one, I just don't get how someone can enjoy his hunt. Okay, now that I've successfully set the rage bait, I'll admit that his fight is pretty fun. The opening when you approach him is one of the hardest openings, at least visually, in the game. You really have to go out of your way to not take any damage, but once you survive, the fight only ramps up from there. He's like Magnimalo on crack. Those blast clouds, they're now red with the malice and despair of his victims, and he spams the shit out of them. But look at these. That's more than enough to label him as a powerhouse of the species. But what do the numbers say? Out of the 9 turf wars, base Magnimalo wins 4 and draws 5. And guess which monsters he draws against? Elder dragons, including Teostra. You know, the one dragon who has a form that's specialized in blast attacks. It's like a hazing ritual at this point. If you can at least draw with an elder, you might as well be one. Scorn the Magnimalo has a more extensive resume though. Out of the 12 turf wars, he wins 5 and draws 7, with some of the strongest elder dragons in the game, including Primordial Malzeno, who by the way, has been stated to be able to wipe out entire civilizations, as well as some risen elders who might as well be in a league of their own. Yeah, this guy's a monster, absolutely goated, and a great start to the video. Alright. This next monster might surprise some of you, but one comment in part 1 mentioned this variant, and I was thinking really hard about it, and I figured, why not include him? Brachydios is a brute wyvern that was introduced in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and I just realized it's another blast monster. But I'll try to make this section interesting. This guy's interesting quirk is that he salivates a green slime that explodes after some time, but that cannon on his head also secretes the same fluid. When enraged, his attacks just make you explode instantly. It really gives you no time to react. It's even worse when you're inflicted with blast blight and it hits you, but I digress again. Throughout the franchise, he's had a variant that I think a lot of hunters really enjoy fighting. Raging Brachydios, introduced in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. This guy's blast slime can detach from his arms and head after you hit him, and it stays there, only taking a shorter time than normal to explode. Now, I know you're here for power scaling, and I hope you're still watching. Don't worry, the glaze is coming soon enough. In Monster Hunter World, Brachydios only has 8 turf wars, and he draws all of them. However, among them are Stygians and Ogre and Brute Tigrex, monsters that are no pushovers on their own. There aren't any Elder Dragons, but surely there's something here we can work with. It even fights with Agnactor, a monster from Monster Hunter 3, and that thing is pretty strong. How about Raging Brachydios? Okay, he doesn't have any turf wars, but there's one good reason why I think he's the make or break if it ever came to fighting an Elder Dragon. I rest my case. The last monster is genuinely one of my favorites to talk about, and I hope he makes a return in Wilds. Espinas was introduced back in Monster Hunter Frontier, along with his variant, Flaming Espinas. But mostly, I'm just going to talk about their Sunbreak iterations because I'm most familiar with them. Leave any comments about him though, I'd love to learn more. Espinas is a tank. No joke. When you enter a hunt with him as a target, he starts out sleeping and won't wake up until a certain amount of damage has been dealt to him. Think of what that implies. Every other monster wakes up if you even tickle it. But this guy just doesn't care. And just like a tank, he charges and doesn't stop charging. But it's a fun fight, I promise. He also has one of the weirdest elemental combinations. Not only will his fireballs deal, well, fire blight, but also poison. I was taken aback the first time I fought him. Oh, and I forgot, it also paralyzes you. And then there's Flaming Espinas, who kinda doesn't need an introduction, except he has a nuke that rivals even the output from Elder Dragons. And he's faster, stronger, and more durable than regular Espinas, so imagine how his turf wars go. Oh wait, you don't need to. He only has 2, but they're both draws against Elder Dragons, where one of them is risen. And if he can handle that, he can definitely handle monsters of the same tier. Just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported the channel so far. We've recently hit 300 subs, and it looks like we're well on our way to 400 if this trend keeps up. If you guys liked it, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. It only helps, and if I ever fail to meet expectations, you can always unsubscribe. You can also comment down below what other Monster Hunter stuff I should rant about. I love reading what you guys have to say. The Discord server link is going to be down in the description, and I'd love to talk with you guys there. And sorry if there haven't been any updates on a second channel, but don't worry too much. I hope my videos here will suffice for the time being. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Love y'all.